And I'm live. Yes, so let's do something here. We're gonna look at Tongkat ALI. Tongkat ALI article published today on. So I'm gonna start out with this site. Yeah, we're gonna look at Tongkat ALI here. The product by Solari. It's on Amazon. Right. You share my link. Bought another bunch. It's 400 mgs. Tongkat ALI. So we're gonna look at this product, and I'm gonna look at it in terms of something that is well known in the Caribbean called Bois Bande. It's French. Bois Bande, it's spelled like Bois Bande. So they are both traditionally used to support men's sexual health. I'm not gonna really bother with that. I'm just gonna look at the science behind Tongkat ALI because there at least are some research papers there on this one. It's not done much for Bois Bande for the Caribbean men because most of those things are difficult to find research, but at least Tongkat ALI has some research done on it. So we're going to look at that on our post today, and of course click my link to get your Tongkat ALI after listening to this podcast. Okay, so let's get to what's important and what's not. Let me just jump across to that article here. The article is not about Tongkat ALI, it's more about blood, but you would see how this comes into play, because what is important to note is the fact that blood, life is blood. Blood cannot just, blood is not just the fluid in our body that we generally think, oh, that's just blood. No, blood is the life, and we get our oxygen because of the red blood cells transporting oxygen, and the health of the blood cells brings best oxygen transportation throughout the body and the system. Let me see if I could get my camera above here so you would have a better appreciation of who's speaking. So what I'm talking about today is this article on Medium. I wrote this article here of course with the help of ChatGPT and the research papers. But what we are looking at here is oxygen, and the delivery of oxygen in the blood does in fact help with your entire wellness in life. It's all about getting oxygen to your tissues, your cells, your organs. And when we look at blood, we know that this is the main transportation agent of oxygen, and this paper goes through the whole formation of blood. Now what I want to point out is that we generally sometimes look at this whole blood from the point of view of the point of view of taking iron and tying it up with folate B9 or folic acid for those who are still on that bandwagon. I don't recommend folic acid, but it's there. So folate and iron seems to be what we are well known to have when we have iron deficiencies. Now you would notice that even I don't know if you see that the recommendation from doctors, especially in the Caribbean region, they tell you, oh, take iron and folic acid. That's all that they would tell you. But in your research, you would figure out, okay, yes, iron, great, and you know the sources of iron. So if you're vegetarian, of course, you start already being hit, because you realize the iron, while it is found in plant, there is one called Tonniq berry. I could show you this. You get iron from meat too. B9, yes, in plants, leafy green vegetables, a lot of other foods, you get your B9 or a supplement with folic acid. Again, I don't recommend folic acid because you don't know if you are synthesizing and metabolizing these things properly. But nobody tells you about B12, which again, B12 is found only in animal sources because it was once well found in water because of the bacteria in water, but because of how we start sanitizing water, B12 is no longer there. You can find B12 when you make extra effort, like in Nutritional, Yeast, You could again buy on Amazon. I could put a link there for you in the video for that. Nutritional yeast and supplements. And again, the supplements, there are 4 types of B12 on the market right now, with methylated B12 being recognized as being okay. I think there's hydroxo, the man-made one, cyano. It's something you have to be a little bit careful with or cautious with because of many reasons, but as a synthetic one. And then there is an androgenous type 2 of the cobalamin that you could also look into. But B12 is important, again found in beef liver sources as meat. If you are vegetarian, B12 is your most critical support that you need to supplement with, because you would not be getting B12 from your nutritional diets, and you have to be very careful with whatever nonsense that you are told, because it's your health and you have to research and figure out what is what and what is not what. Everybody is sharing a set of nonsense about the health of vegetarian lifestyle, so forth and so on. I was a vegetarian for 33 years, and it's these risks that has hit me significantly that I have to now rethink because of research, and I'm learning daily. Now, whoever told you that testosterone is important for blood, I don't know, but that's where this banner comes in. In researching now, we realize that testosterone, it's a hormone that is well known, and I guess you start seeing where this Tongkat ALI is coming into my broadcast for the day. Testosterone, we know, is the male hormone for the sexual enhancement and all these kind of functions. I'm not on this bandwagon to discuss this part, but I'm on the bandwagon to show you there is another function of testosterone. It's found both in male and female, but its function for blood production is also very important. What it does, testosterone actually, that hormone instructs the specific bones to create the red blood cells. So it's a very important part in the whole cycle of red blood cells production. So it instructs the bone marrow, because there is this whole process, this erythropoiesis process, that has the kidney producing a EPO type hormone and testosterone around there, with testosterone being the guy that transports and signals to the bones, specific bones, specific bones like the sternum, rib cage, those flat bones, the pelvic bones, and also the proximal ends of the longer bones like your joints around that area. Testosterone does a lot of the signaling to them to tell them and instructing them to create the blood. So this article here, you could read it for yourself if you have time, and if you don't have time, all that I'm asking you to do is to understand that it is not just iron or folic acid and iron. No longer these things. We are now becoming more aware of what is necessary. We need B12. Again, B12, the main source is in animal protein, animals. Nutritional yeast on Amazon, you could get it there too. I'll put a link there for it. And then supplements, methylated supplements, and the other supplements, you would be able to get B12 from there. If you are a vegetarian, vegan, you are at deficiency levels for B12. B12 is stored, they said, by research 3 to 6 years. So if you have been there for longer, it's time to start moving into that. And you might have a lot of issues simply because you are lacking this nutrient, this vitamin, and this vitamin alone could cause significant issues, because folic acid and folic could start messing up your body when you do not have enough B12. Of course, you need to have magnesium to boost the energy and so forth, but what we are looking at is testosterone being also a big factor in the production of blood. B6 again is very important. When you look at the cycles of the stages of this whole process, erythropoiesis, which is the red blood cells creation process, you have the stem cells and you have the other parts of the process, and when it reaches to maturation, of course, that's where B12 comes in. B12 is important in maturation of the cells itself. So if you are looking into your own health and you want to make sure that oxygen is being well transported, then you need to think about the transportation mechanism, whether you're using a donkey cart, which is slow transport, or using a very high-end medium of transport, which is the same red blood cells. They are doing this, supposed to do the same job, but it's how powerful they are. Testosterone is important in this whole work, and this is where I would like to now pause to ask, look over that link on the description below, and you will see the link to Amazon for Tongkat ALI. Now, Tongkat ALI is a product that is found in I think in Malaysia, Asia, and Indonesia area. It is a product that is sold, largely because of the building of testosterone levels in the blood. There are research papers on it. In the Caribbean, we would say we have something called Bois Bande, which I don't know if it does the same thing as Tongkat ALI in terms of boosting testosterone level, but we know from evidence that Bois Bande, being the back of the tree, is used to help with erectile dysfunction, and so they have similar effects on the male. But when it comes to boosting testosterone, Tongkat ALI is one of the natural forms to help boost testosterone. Again, testosterone is not just for the males, but it is for the stimulation of the marrow, the bone marrow, to produce red blood cells in that eutrophoresis process. And I think it is necessary that you take a look into it, try it out. Remember, in anything that you're trying out, one of the things we learn is you take, if you get one of those powder form capsules, you start by opening one of those capsules and then take maybe quarter of it today. Tomorrow you take half of it. See how you respond and react when you start on those supplements. These are oral supplements. Our bodies have to acclimatize because we have been so far from nature. What is important now is for us getting back to nature if we're trying to use natural supplements, and there are protocols to do that. The protocol generally is, do not start as if you think you're taking medicine over the counter. You start with small drops, just a little piece of the capsule. You open it up and start with a piece of the capsule, maybe quarter, see how you react. The next day you take another half, and then the next day you might take one, and you increase it, gradually increase it on to see your body's response to the effect of those natural supplements and products. So thank you for viewing today. That is what I have to share. The link for the products and the link for the article is found right below in the description.